So the question is AI, and I'm gonna sum it up here, but it was a good question. The question is, how can we as industry leverage AI in the space of traceability, sustainability, forecasting, all of that? Here's the bigger issue I see with AI. AI depends on massive data sets. That means you got to have a lot of information for a lot of different years already in an existing system, whether access or database, whatever it is, because the AI model needs to look back and say, all right, here's what happened in previous cases. I come from a farming family, so I know this well. Show of hands, how many of you know a farm manager who has 3 or 4 15-gallon tubs in the back of their truck, and each of the tubs has binders with scribbled notes and pieces of paper from probably the last 7 or 8 farm years? Show of hands. Anybody? Yeah. 3 people? Really? How many of you are actually working with farmers? My grandfather was notorious for this, and he had 2 office spaces that were just bins of these. Anyway, the problem is we still have, as an industry, a lot of our data exists on paper and not in computer systems where we can push it to AI models. So I think that is our single biggest challenge right now as fresh produce, moving to AI. That said, AI has a ton of other benefits beyond just farming, right? For food safety, you can absolutely look at it when you start plugging in your swabbing samples. But again, it all goes back to keeping meticulous figures and analytics. Sometimes we aren't the greatest at sharing that. And so I think our industry has got to figure out, how are we going to collect all those data points? And how are we going to then convert those data points into useful information? We're still at the front end of AI. I think everyone is really in a lot of different spaces, but I think that's our single biggest challenge, to being able to get to a spot where we can leverage more AI in our industry.